What's your name, little girl?
Huh?
Macey is a force to be reckoned with. She's dynamite in a little package. A big sister, a friend. People listen to her. She gets things done.
Macey is like my first friend, and really like the best friend I've ever had.
She is our anchor. She always has been.
She never met a stranger. You know, she's good to everybody. You know, if there's a problem, if someone is having a bad day, they're not having a bad day for long, or they're not having a bad day alone for long. I think the thing that she does that drives me the most crazy is the way she looks at me like I look at her. I feel like she can she can convey everything that I'm thinking that she's going to say in just one look. Yeah. And she knows it. She knows.
Men are found dead, possibly
Fentanyl crisis, the
overdose.
worst drug crisis in U.S. history.
30% increase in overdose deaths.
Racism. We are now in the worst overdose epidemic in the United States history.
For the reckless number of drug overdose.
Fentanyl.
Officers here at the Osage Beach Police Department responded to an overdose back in August where a woman had died because she had taken fake Percocet pills. Turns out they were actually fentanyl.
You know, it's all the pictures in the laundry room. You know, she died in the laundry room.
Macey, jump more time for me. Yep. Jump. Yeah. Oh, you'll always be my.
And Macey she said to me, she was like, "Oh, I'm so happy you guys are home." And I said, "Me too." I went upstairs and I went to sleep. And then next thing I know, I'm being woken up by somebody screaming, banging on the door, screaming that Macey's unresponsive. Came down here to the laundry room and I mean, I would have given my life in that moment if I could have. And I had to call my mom and listen to her scream over and over again, "Where's my baby? Where's my baby?" And I couldn't tell her. I didn't know. Just that she wasn't here anymore.
I don't remember, you know, a whole lot of it. But she said, "Mom, it's Macey." And I just kind of knew the way she said it, you know. And I said, "What? You know, what?" And she just said, "She's gone. She's gone." I don't remember a whole lot after that. Time slows down and speeds up at the same time. Everything's different after that. She looked beautiful. So tiny. She was just so tiny. And I remember talking to her and just telling her how proud I was of her. And she didn't argue with me. And I just thought, I'm never going to talk to her again.
Do you think there has been justice for what happened to Macey?
I think justice is a strong word, honestly, because I don't think that there is any justice for Macey.
No, it's not a justice system, it's a legal system.
I had a
a girl who used to reach out to me and just give me information, talk. And I remember her saying that some of her friends had made a trip to the city, and I was trying to dive into that and figure out what all they picked up, and the very next day she was dead. It's like a light switch. One day you're talking to her, the next day you're not. We started getting calls of, kids in bathtubs at hotels, and we'd go in and sure enough, it was fentanyl.
It's killing people left and right. If you see something and you don't know what you're looking at, you missed it.
There's always stuff coming to this area.
Because it's a vacation hotspot. When people come, they're not coming here to settle down and to take a weekend off. They're coming here to crank it up.
2022, probably 2023, it just really kicked off. Once we dove into it, we realized how big it was. By then, you have these groups of people that are getting the drugs and bringing it back and sharing it with other people, and it just started exploding.
The users also, they didn't know what they were messing with. They heard about it through the grapevine they get their hands on, and they don't know how serious it is, how potent it is. And so they may have what somebody's told them is a user amount, and it may be an immediate overdose.
We seize meth and it's got fentanyl in it. We seize marijuana, it's got fentanyl in it. It just seems like it's everywhere.
And I think there's a fair amount of people that have no idea what they're getting into.
I've seen a lot of dead bodies, and it's not fun. I mean, it will change you. It will absolutely change you. We never saw that with methamphetamine. When we were dealing with the methamphetamine crisis, we would see overdoses and we would see deaths. When fentanyl and heroin came around, I've never seen anything like it. Fentanyl is measured in a microgram, so it's just a minute amount. And when these drug dealers are weighing this up, most of them don't have scales that measure micrograms. So they'll get some of the capsules that are double the amount, and some unknowingly kid tries it, and that's all it takes.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it either. You have people in every community that are just dirtbags. They're just there to push drugs, and they don't care about the aftermath.
What we do to combat the fentanyl problem is proactive policing. We try to, we put as many boots on the ground as we possibly can, really targeting the person that's bringing it in. My job isn't really so much to target the users as it is to target the dealers. And we're pretty successful. The system's set up to help people. Our job is to try to save lives. All of our officers carry Narcan, and there's vendors around the lake that offer it for free. Anybody can get access to it. It's not hard. If somebody comes to us and asks for help, we will transport them. We will do what we can to try to get them a bed and some type of rehabilitation.
We've seen the effects. We've stood over these people as they die of an overdose. We've had to sit with the family after their loved one just overdosed and they didn't even know there was a problem.
I have the ability to talk to all these different prosecutors throughout Missouri. 7 counties, and there's probably 25 different prosecutors, and they all do things different. We have some prosecutors that, unless it's a slam dunk case, they're not even going to mess with it.
And we're the front lines of that. My officers are the ones that are going to be intercepting all that stuff. His agents are going to be the ones intercepting and bringing these cases to the prosecutors. So honestly, we can't do an effective job without the help of the prosecutors and the court system. If the court system in our communities aren't taking it serious, then we're going to put all this time and effort into locking these dealers up and moving these cases into the court system, and then they're just going to get dropped or thrown out because they may have a case they worked on for a long time with somebody that's just spreading this stuff all over our community and really just poisoning our youth. And then when you see the court system, for whatever reason, if it fails or can't make it all the way through, it can be frustrating. But on the same hand, we can make sure our officers are writing good reports, are doing all the things right to where a case doesn't get dropped because of something the officer failed to do properly. We're looking for the dealers. We're going to come across the users, and some of those are going to go to jail and maybe even prison, but the dealers are who we're after. We have a law enforcement community here that works hard to try to take this stuff serious. Our goal is to get as much of that off the street as we can. So, I mean, you could try, but eventually it's going to catch up with you, and we're going to take you to jail.
I've got guys everywhere, all throughout the lake. Eventually we will catch you. We'll catch somebody that's associated with you. They're going to give us your name. Eventually you're going to get caught.
Or worse, I mean, you may be the one that overdoses, or you may hand it off to a friend and they overdose. One way or another, it will catch up with you.
How did the community respond?
No. They've been really, 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 really sweet. Her memorial service was the biggest funeral Millard's had ever had.
If Macey could see you now, what do you think she'd say?
Quit crying. That's enough. That's enough.
Really, the first thing that I think about is her humor. She also found everything funny, and that makes you feel really good.
She had so many friends that thought they were her best friend.
She lived a big enough life. She had enough impact on people to where they know who she was. She got that out there on her own.
Have never met anybody like her, and I'll never meet anybody like her ever again. Yeah, she was awesome.